Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Si Alvin L. Chico po ito. Welcome po sa Thank You, Doc. Siyempre, hindi po kompleto ating usapan kung wala ang puso ng programa ito. Ate B, Bernadette Zambrano Aguinaldo. Good morning si Ate B.
Good morning, Vin! Hello! Naku
So,
po, eto magandang usapin ito. Kapag panahong ito, ang nagbe-bear ng weight ng lakaran ng yan. Ano
tama.
bang paa, paa, paa. At tamang-tama, yan po ang ating topic for the day, foot and ankle health. At magaling po ang ating eksperto. Magkakaintindihan po tayo, ipupush natin yan. Dr. Ai Gamboa. Hello, Doc Ai. Ng
Dr. Gamboa, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Oo,
Good
as an
morning, Alvin and
introduction,
Ate B. Yes.
as an introduction, Doc, palagi namin pinag-uusapan yung puso, yung brain, yung skin, ang mukha natin, yung heart natin, no? Marami tayong topics tungkol that. But madalang kaming mag-usap about our feet and our ankle. Na talaga napaka-importante din po. Ano po? Why do we need to talk about our feet, Dr. I?
Well, number one, I mean, would you mind if I speak in English? I hope
Of
the
course.
general population can understand me.
Oo naman.
Usually when it comes to our feet or yung paa natin, unfortunately, it's one of the most neglected parts of our body. You know, we tend to take for granted our feet and basically everything we have below. Usually when people complain of pain, it's usually sa tuhod. After that, wala na. When it comes to the feet, they just kind of walk it off or shrug it off. Wala lang, ano lang yan, plantar fasciitis or something like that, or a sprain, and then they walk it off. And unfortunately, when you walk these things off and you tend to ignore them, they can actually go into chronicity or ibig sabihin, hahaba po yung symptoms nito. So I really think and I truly believe that the foot and the ankle complex is basically one of the important things in our body because nasa dulo siya, nasa baba, like Ate B said, it's on the ground. It's what first touches the ground for most people who are ambulatory using their feet, and it's the one that takes most of the ground reaction force. So when it comes to the brunt of the forces of when you walk, when you run, when you do your daily activities, it's the foot and ankle complex that takes the first hit.
Tama. So, let's talk about your background first. Ano po, hindi nyo na itatanong po, si Doc Ay is also a surgeon. Siya po ay
Yes,
isang orthopedic surgeon. Ano? Kasi, di ba, naalala namin, pag sinabing feet, na-discuss natin namin dati, I don't know kung tama ba, podiatrist daw ang tawag pag ganyan, pag tungkol sa paa. Ano ba kaiba ng podiatrist sa orthopedic surgeon?
Okay, so first of all, podiatrists are basically allied health professionals. Only in the United States of America are podiatrists allowed and licensed to have minor surgeries or even major surgeries of the complex of the foot and ankle. But most podiatrists around the world, Australia, Germany, you name it, they take care of non-surgical ailments of the foot and ankle. So these are where they take care of the feet when it comes to shoe wear, orthotics, prosthetics, etc., etc. Now, in the Philippines, we do not have licensed podiatrists. If we do have podiatrists, they are basically not allowed to do any surgical cases. They do take care of a lot of ailments like maybe your plantar fasciitis. They will give you orthotics and prosthesis, etc., etc. But majority of the podiatrists here in the Philippines are non-surgical. So most of the surgical ways of treating your foot and ankle are left to the orthopedic surgeon. So I am baseline, first and foremost, an orthopedic surgeon. We deal with anything with the musculoskeletal system, meaning buto, muscles, ligaments, litid, ang tawag dyan, diba? Litid, ayun. And for the foot and ankle complex, yes, I do surgeries on the foot and ankle complex. But I will tell you the truth. 90% of my practice in foot and ankle surgery or foot and ankle per se is actually conservative management. And there's a way to take care of your feet 90% of the time and prevent any unwanted surgeries.
Yun ang pag-uusapan po natin. Doon tayo tututok ano po sa 90% na yun. Pero just to clear the issue dun sa podiatrist, podiatrists are also MD. Medical doctor din sila. Hindi lang sila surgeon.
No, podiatrists are not MD. They do not go through the medical training that MDs like us who have medical doctor the training that we have and the licensing. Podiatric medicine, I think, is DPM, if I'm not mistaken, in the United States.
So hindi sila
Doctor of
doktor, Doc?
Podiatric medicine. They now here's where politics come into play. Like chiropractors, they call themselves doctors, but they did not go through medical training either. They are doctors of chiropractic medicine. For podiatrists, they are doctors of podiatric medicine. And again, Mr. Alvin, when it comes to the terminology or how you address them, in America, yes, you call them doctors because they do have that license and that the license and the degree as doctor of podiatric medicine. But again, in other parts of the world, like in Australia, you still just call them podiatrists.
Podiatrists. Okay, just to be clear lang, we are not maligning them. Well, hindi po yan yung objective natin. Gusto lang natin makita yung differentiation. Kanya-kanyang disiplina yan. Ano ba? So let's proceed. So how do you take care? How do we take care of our feet?
Okay, so that's a very vague question because a lot, like I said earlier, a lot of people will tend to neglect their feet. Yes. They will only realize they need to do something about their feet when they feel pain or when they see something weird like their toenails or worse comes to worse if you have a systemic condition like diabetes, pag may sugat, diba? So that's the only time that people tend to like, oy, there's something wrong with our feet. Let's do something about it. But the first and foremost symptom is always pain. So when it comes to pain of the feet, there are so many diagnoses. The most common being plantar fasciitis. So if you feel pain at the bottom of your heel, yung sakong. So yung sakong is basically the heel bone. There's such a thing called the heel pad syndrome. So there may be pain in any parts of that heel, but the most common is right at the bottom where you strike with the first strike of your foot is when you walk. That's plantar fasciitis most likely. And yes, correct, Ate B. It's right at the bottom.
Ano sa kabilang dulo? Heel ba yun? Anong tawag sa dulo? Anong tawag sa kabilang side?
With a shoe. I don't want to show you.
Sige.
I'll show you with a shoe.
Okay lang.
So this
sige daw.
So this is the front part. This is the back part. So what fits into the back part is your heel. Heel bone. Okay. Yes.
Yung dulo, ang tawag sa dulo.
Heel, ito. This This is the forefoot.
Forefoot. Kung saan nandun yung toes, di ba?
Correct. Yes, the forefoot.
Okay.
In the middle, very easy. The middle is midfoot. So we have forefoot, midfoot, hindfoot, or the heel. You can interchange them. Now, when it comes to the most common problems we have with our foot and ankle, the first thing they usually feel is the plantar fasciitis pain, which is right here at the bottom. They always most likely feel it. And the most common time that you feel that pain is the first step in the morning. Whenever I ask my patients, masakit yung sakong mo, when do you feel it? Yung unang apak mo sa umaga? Usually, yes. Or, if most of our population now in the IT industry working on a computer, the first step after sitting down for a long time, it's very, very painful. These are usually heel pad syndrome or plantar fasciitis. And if it's not on the bottom of the heel, a lot of people will feel it right here where your insertion of the Achilles tendon is. And if it goes up here or right at the dulo where your Achilles is inserted, this is now called Achilles tendinopathy. So tendinopathy is a general term for tendinitis, tendinosis, or any of those ailments that we have regarding to the Achilles tendon. So tendinopathy is a general term for issues regarding that Achilles tendon. So these are very, very common when it comes to the heel. All right, heel. But then again, there are people who still feel, Doc, hindi po sa sakong ko. Yung unang tayo ko, yung pain andito po sa, ano tawag yan in Tagalog, or in English, the ball of the foot. The big toe usually. Or anywhere across the ball of the feet.
Yung joint niya dyan, yung ito, yan yung ball?
Yes po. Yes po. So that's still the forefoot.
Kayong maganda kong paa eh.
Oo nga eh. Huwag pang pakita ba kami kumakain. Meron ka bang ano dyan? Yung parang part, yung
Yung
ginagamit
model,
pag nag-i-explain sa mga pasyente.
Yes, actually, I have it in my clinic, but I'm at home, so I didn't bring
Okay.
all
No,
my,
it's right.
That's why
Ang
I
galing na
just
paliwanag mo.
decided to do it. Yes po.
Hindi
So,
po nag-endorse si Doc ng Hoka, ha? Hindi po. Sapatos niya lang po yung Hoka.
should I hide it like that?
No.
I will talk about this shoe and why I did show this shoe and why foot and ankle surgeons actually recommend this shoe. I will talk about that later.
Okay. Actually,
Yes.
si Migs Bustos, yan sa brands na nirecommend niya sa akin na TV. Kasi tatakbo-takbo ako, lakad-lakad ako, yan daw ang magandang brand.
Correct.
But of course, we're not endorsing it. We're just
reason.
asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. I'm not endorsing it either,
Okay.
but there are other brands just like this shoe, but there is a reason why we recommend this shoe. And it's, should I say, a scientific and an educated way of the reason why we recommend these shoes. Okay?
Sige,
So,
wala lang later sa dulo para masabi natin bakit yan. Oo. Sige.
Okay.
Sapatos.
Yes,
Also,
so,
nabanggit nyo na yung sakit sa paa. Magandang iniisa-isa nyo. Yung una, sa heel. Oo. Tapos,
Yes po,
nandun
most
na sa
common.
ball. Oo. And
Yes
sa ball. Okay. Ano
Yes
naman
po.
yun? Masakit yung ball. Yung parang ganito ng paayat. Yung ganang paa natin.
Yes
Yung
po.
gitna.
So, the gitna. So, basically where you're pushing off, diba? When you run, when you walk, there's like that roll-off mechanism.
Yes.
So, yung
That's right.
if this is not that takes the greatest brunt of force, the next brunt of force would be here, pushing off like that.
That's right.
So when you push off like that, if you notice, if you've ever touched your feet, you'll notice that the pad and the fat in that area isn't as chunky or florid as the heel. So yung metatarsal heads, or basically yung forefoot bones, are quite exposed whenever you roll off. So if you're always striking like that, it can cause a lot of repetitive strain and stress, and we call this metatarsalgia. Metatarsalgia is a basic term for pain on the balls of your feet, on the balls. So it could be the greater toe all the way to the lesser toes. Okay? So that's a very common thing. And then last but not least is the midfoot.
Sige.
Sorry.
May last. Okay. No, sorry. Tapusin mo. Kasi ang susunod kong tanong, anong nagko-cause niyan? So tapusin mo muna yung mga sakit na yan. Sige, go.
Yes. So apart from the hindfoot pain or the heel pain and the forefoot pain, the least common, I would say, would be the midfoot pain. Now, midfoot pain is sort of, it can be caused by either or, but most of the most common issue there is basically what we call posterior tibial tendon dysfunction. There is a tendon, or litid in Tagalog, right on the inner aspect of our midfoot that goes all the way up to our leg. And this posterior tibial tendon is the most common or the most important tendon for keeping your arch up. So if your posterior tibial tendon becomes dysfunctional, and it can be dysfunctional in multiple ways, it can actually cause pain on that midfoot.
Okay.
So all of these foot and ankle ailments, they have many causes. Many causes. Okay? But there is one cause that I have noticed, and a lot of podiatrists, foot and ankle surgeons, physical therapists, even knee, hip and ankle surgeons, I don't know if they're noticing it, but I think foot and ankle surgeons tend to notice this more. The most common cause, and I've seen this in 99% of my patients, is what we call a tight posterior chain. So, posterior chain.
Ano yun?
Okay. Posterior, meaning nasa likod ng katawan. So, this is harap. This is anterior. Sa likod, anything behind your head is known as posterior. So when you have a tight posterior chain, it can stem from anything that is strained, spasmed, or contracted. Tight, in other words. Anong tight in Tagalog? Mahigpit.
Mahigpit. Yeah, that's the right term. Mahigpit.
Yeah, mahigpit. Yeah. Or, kumbaga parang hindi siya ganun ka-flexible. When you don't have a flexible posterior chain, you can actually cause a lot of transferred stress onto that foot. So what is
Okay.
this tight posterior chain? It
Mm.
starts from the neck. You see
Oh, ang
this, let
layo.
me, yes po. You
Malayo.
see me side view, when people sit on a computer, diba dapat neutral spine? In yoga and
Oo.
Pilates, they always teach you
Oo.
neutral spine. Have you noticed when people are on the computer or on their cell phone, this is the normal habit of their neck.
Naka-slouch.
You see the difference? Yes. So that slouched position pulls your neck forward and causes a lot of neck pain. So if you're not complaining of neck pain, it will travel down and start to become tight in the lower back. So this is, I can't stand up now, but if you have it in the lower back, instead of having a nice curve, it starts to straighten in. So when that starts to straighten, you can have back pain. And
Yeah.
syempre, we deal with the back pain. But let's say, medyo malakas ka, you didn't really feel the back pain, you didn't feel the neck pain. It starts to travel down. It's going to
Ayun.
tilt your pelvis. Yes, it's going to
Oo.
tilt your pelvis.
Ang
And it's going
galing.
to start to make your hamstrings tight. Alam mo yung hamstrings, yung
Oh,
big
Yeah,
muscles
yeah,
at
yeah,
the back
yeah.
of the thigh.
At the back
You're
of the
going to
thigh.
end up
Yeah.
getting tight hamstrings. So when you have tight hamstrings, you cannot straighten your knee. So you're going to get either hip issues because of that tight hamstrings or knee issues. This is where people start getting patellofemoral pain syndrome, or they're going to start getting quadriceps pain or patellar tendon pain. But let's say you didn't feel the knee issues. That starts, so that flex knee starts to travel downwards, then your calf muscles and Achilles start to get tight. And when that Achilles starts to get tight, your foot can no longer, kasi diba, this is the Achilles tendon. It pulls
Mm.
your foot in this motion, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
tightened, instead of having a nice flat foot, your Achilles tendon, your hamstrings will just pull on this foot, making it in a natural equinus deformity. So equinus literally means pointed toe deformity. And when you have a
Mm.
pointed toe deformity, you stress the forefoot, you stress the heel, you stress the midfoot for the mere fact that you cannot sit it down neutral. And that
Oh,
is
Ang
the
galing
usual
magpaliwanag
cause.
ni Docos. So it all goes down. Actually, pumupunta talaga siya sa baba. Ngayon, yung pinakababa, wala na siyang ibababa. Kasi yun na yung
Correct.
lowest part of your body.
Correct. Yes, this is all
Wala.
biomechanical, and you know why we're seeing it more often in our day and age? We are in the
Mm.
IT industry. We are in the age of technology, where I would
Yeah.
say 50-60% of our population are subjected to technology, sitting down in front of a desk, looking at their cell phones all day. And it's starting with the kids. It's starting with our kids who are always on the cell phone. So imagine,
Yes.
they're already growing up with a, nakayuko position. It tightens their neck, tightens their back, and then you see them like in their 20s and they're already complaining of feet pain when they should be complaining of that in their 60s na.
Hindi,
So,
pero
here's
di
what
ba
I'm...
pwede i-correct? I-correct. Ang solusyon, i-correct mo yung posture pag nasa
Correct!
computer, dapat nakaganon.
Yes! Correct! Exactly. So this is where we talk about office ergonomics. Okay? Office ergonomics. Yes! Good!
Oo.
A very
Oo.
ergonomic keyboard. But it's not just
Yeah.
about the keyboard and the placement of your hands. It's about the placement of your neck and your head. I'm on a computer that my eyes are neutral. You notice I'm not looking down, I'm not looking up, I'm actually looking straight at you. This is a neutral desk for me because the desk height is my chest. So when I
Doc,
put my
side view
hands
ka nga,
on the
Doc.
computer,
Doc, side view ka
sorry?
nga, ituro mo pa. Mag-side view ka nga, ituro mo pa paano yung tamang posture. So, ganyan dapat.
Yan.
Yan.
So if you
Ayan,
look at my
diretso yung
hand,
likod ni Doc, oh.
yes, you see that? Neutral. So
Oo,
I'm
yeah.
not like this. My shoulders are not contracted. They're
Oo,
pressed down,
nakaganon. Oo.
pressed back.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Yeah.
that. Neutral spine. Then you just type. See? Ganyan.
Yeah, tama.
Now
Pero
here's the
habit,
thing,
sorry. Habit kasi yun eh. Siguro na nagiging habit na nakaganon. So dapat i-correct yung
Correct.
habit dapat na ganon.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Alvin, because one of the things that a lot of rehab doctors, musculoskeletal doctors, and orthopedic surgeons talk about when it comes to posture, did you know that in science or in medicine, we call the postural habitus, a postural habitus. So that word itself, it's a habit, which means it's something na sanayan mo, something that you're always doing. It's a habit. And just like any habitus or habit, we can correct it. So there's a way to voluntarily correct it. And I tell this again, we're in the age of technology. We have smartwatches, we have cell phones, we have alarms on our cell phone and our computers. Let's use it wisely. So I always tell my patients, and I want the general population to
know nag-ayos kami ng upo.
Biglang nag-straight body kami.
Nahiya kami sa'yo.
May pinapakita si Doc.
Set
ano yan?
An alarm on your cell phone. Set an alarm on your cell phone. So let's say you work a 9 to 5 job. You're in the office starting 9 a.m. 9 o'clock, right? Make sure that your alarm on your cell phone, because hindi naman ikaw nagsa-cellphone all the time, di ba? Or set an alarm on your smartwatches to make you stand up every hour. Yes.
Okay.
Stand up. So dapat nakatayo.
Yes. Just decompress your spine. Stand up. And then for when you stand up, 1 minute lang, roll your neck, roll your shoulders, roll your hips, do marches, touch your toes, stretching for 1 minute.
Baka magalit yung boss. Baka magalit yung boss. Sabi niya, may pinapagawa ko sa iyo Kung ano-anong ginagawa mo dyan
1 minute. What is 1 minute for the boss? I don't think they're going to lose millions of pesos for 1 minute. And it's for I really believe that if you just do this habit every day, you can do it. So if you're complaining of feet problems and you're not complaining of neck problems, then the first thing you should stretch are your feet. So when you stand up, tiptoe, heel up. Tiptoe, heel up. Roll your ankles. Roll your ankles. If you have the chair, okay, I'm going to stand up now. If you're on the chair, put your foot on the chair, and then you stretch like that. 1 minute. 1 minute. You just have to hold that stretch 5 to 10 seconds, maybe 2 or 3 times. Then you sit back down. Chaka, chaka, chaka. Then at 11 a.m., and you do the same thing. It's a habit.
Hey, ang galing ni Doc.
Yes, if we just do these habits and stretches every hour, we can avoid all these chronic issues of the foot and ankle. And it's related all the way up.
Doc,
okay. Ate B.
Ng paa, papakita ko ba yung masama kong paa?
Sure.
Kasi talaga, alam mo, Doc, sige, baka makarelate kayo, pero, mas pahirapan ko. Lang ha. Ayan, may bunion akong napakalaki. Ayan, ang laki-laki niyan.
Okay.
Sakit niyan.
Okay, let's... okay.
Super.
Okay, well, first of all, unfortunately, Ate B, that is genetic. You were born with it and you got it from your mama or your papa. So bunions are, more often than not, bunions are genetic. So if you are genetically predisposed to bunions, you are the type of person that should not be wearing crowded or what we call narrow box shoes. Pointed.
Sorry, Doc, ano sa Tagalog yung, bunion? Ano sa Tagalog yung? Kalyo?
Bunion, oh my
God.
Ano sa Tagalog?
They always say
bunion. Hindi ba kalyo, Ate B yun? Iba yung kalyo sa bunion?
Kalyo. It is a deformity of the big toe. Yung hinlalaki ay nagpapasok. Yun. It is a deformity of the big toe. And it is more often than not.
Walang translation sa Filipino, sa Tagalog?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Okay, sorry. Proceed.
Born this way. Doc, meron ako mga ganyan. Lahat na lang ng meron. Meron akong ganito.
Perfect. That is part and parcel of the conservative management of bunions. Correct.
Meron akong ganito.
Yes.
Meron akong ganito. Kasi masakit talaga. So parang at least nagpapasabi na ako, kung nakikita niyo ako nakatshinela sa opisina, masakit kasi talaga. Deformity pala siya.
Yes po. It's a progressive deformity.
Hindi siya pwedeng itrim or tanggalin yung bunion? You cannot surgically remove it?
Yes, I will show you pictures. I'm not promoting this, but just in case anyone wants to know about it, we already have the minimally invasive technique of correcting bunions here in the Philippines. So I've
O
done a
pwede pala,
couple.
Ate.
Yes po.
Hmm.
So I'm not
Online
promoting
yung
surgery for
bumibili.
you. There is still a way to conservatively
Ay,
manage it.
Oo.
Like what you're doing bunion splints, bunion pads,
Oo.
toe spacers. These are not going to correct the deformity, Ate B, ha? They are just going to prevent further progression.
Okay.
But we cannot think that it will completely correct with just these methods because the deformity itself is from the bone. So let me show you.
Mm.
There.
Oh,
These are
yeah.
Ayan,
pictures
Ate
of
B,
my
nawala yung
patients.
protrusion. Parang, di ba nagpuprotrude? Parang nawala, oh.
Oo. Inoperahan mo eh.
Yes
Oh,
But
po.
it
no.
must be
So these are
painful.
surgical
Painful yun, Doc,
methods.
ano? It must be painful and it takes a while to heal.
Hindi na
Actually,
daw.
it's only about 6 weeks. So let me just show you the
Ah,
X-ray. What we do is we
whoa.
literally break the bone. We literally
Hmm.
osteotomize. We break we call
Ah,
it an osteotomy, but it's actually a fracture. But it's a controlled fracture. Then we break the bone and then we move it. Then we place screws in order to keep it in that
hmm.
way. 6 to 8 weeks later, when the bone has healed and settled down, you can already see the wonderful straight foot
It
or straight
sounds
toe.
painful. No? Does it not?
Actually, with our advent of anesthesia, pain medications, and again, minimally invasive surgery, wherein we're not making massive incisions, we're making smaller incisions, it's made our patients, tolerate the pain really, really well.
Ayan,
So
Ate
the type
B,
of,
pwede sa'yo. Hmm.
Oh.
yes.
Oo,
So,
pag-isipan natin.
yes po. It's not for everyone. Like I said, if you're managing it with your bunion splints and toe spacers, and you're also managing it with wider boxed shoes, then
Oh,
leave it alone. You don't not It's
yeah.
not for everyone. If it's not
Doc,
bothering you,
Okay.
don't have it done. Yes po, Ate V.
Sige,
so,
yo.
sinishare ko to kasi parang nakita ko kung paano nag-improve. At nung sinabi niyong konektado lahat hanggang sa paa, parang na-get ko din. Kasi ngayon,
Hmm.
Doc, dati hindi ko po maiganyan yung paa ko. Pero mula nung nagwe-weight training po ako, pati kasama yung legs ko, sabi ko, yung dati kong sakang na legs, dumiretso.
Hmm.
Tapos yung
Yes.
toes ko dati na nakaano lang dati dito sa harap, parang nagba-balance din siya. So parang hindi lang pala paa ang gagamutin mo or pagtutuunan mo ng pansin kapag inaayos
Buo.
yung paa mo, buong katawan mo. So
Yes.
Correct.
nakakasama-sama. Bakit?
Correct.
Correct.
At nagtaka lang ako, sabi nga ni Karen, Ate B, hindi ka na bow-legged. Sabi ko, I don't know, it's been weightlifting eh. Na parang I'm working on my legs. And I don't understand, bakit pati pa ako nag-improve? I don't
Yes,
get it.
because remember, muscles, tendons, and ligaments, they hold your body together. If you're
Hmm.
not using it, if you're not working them out, you are
Hmm.
going to succumb to basically the weakness deformities, like you see in old age women becoming kuba like that, not
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
osteoporosis, but because of weakness of the core, weakness of the back muscles, weakness of everything. So again, with your foot, if you're not stretching and mobilizing it, your knees are either going to go into a flexion deformity, or if you do have osteoarthritis, it can actually cause bow-leggedness or pagkapike and stuff like that.
Oo.
But like I said, you have to learn how to mobilize your body. I always
Yeah.
also lecture people in terms of anthropology. If you know what anthropology is, it's also the study of
Yes.
evolution of human
Evolution.
beings. Have you
Yes.
noticed that we are the only species that are walking on 2 feet? We're
Oo.
the only bipedal species that use all 4 limbs for something specific. So our feet were made for locomotion and our hands were made for dexterity, because we were made to be hunters and gatherers. From time immemorial, we are known as the human species to be able to hunt and to gather. So by that fact and by history, we were made to move. We are a locomotive species. And now, in this age of technology, unfortunately, we're digressing. We are subjecting ourselves to a lot of those weaknesses, a lot of those tightness, etc., etc. So whenever I tell my patients, what is the least invasive way of treating all your foot issues,
Hello.
your knee issues, your hip issues, and your back? Move. Just move, just exercise. It
Oh.
could be walking, it could be swimming. If walking is not for you kasi medyo hingaling ka, mag-yoga po. Mag-tai
Yeah.
chi. Mag,
Yeah.
what do you call that? Yung qigong. There's so many ways
Oo.
to do it. And I love it because I see, like my nanay kit, she's always working her golden circle or her what they think senior citizen group, and they always have walking days, they have Zumba
Yeah.
days, they have qigong days, and I love it because movement is something that I really am a strong, I'm a strong proponent of movement and exercise. So I think it
Doc,
should start with everybody. Yes, Pop.
ibig sabihin, yung mga taong matataba, overweight, obese, may impact yan sa paa, sa feet, sa ankle. Kasi sabi mo kanina, ang pinaka main reason, posture, di ba? Parang hindi,
Yes.
feeling ko, katabaan. Kasi lahat ng weight ang magbibear nun, feet. Hindi ho ba?
Yes, correct. So, yes, we have to be a little bit more, should I say, we don't want to say that, oh, mataba ka, you have to lose weight. It's not that easy for everyone, ha? Some people are predisposed to being a little bit, they carry a little bit more body weight than usual. But just because they're overweight, it doesn't mean that they're going to get these foot and ankle issues or back issues. In fact, I have some friends who are really, really overweight, but yet they're so athletic. They run better than me. So, as long as they're properly moving, properly stretching, and taking care of their musculoskeletal health, they're not going to complain of any pain. It's those people who are overweight and sedentary. They're the ones who we target.
Yeah.
But there are people who are overweight, but they're so active, and I love it. It's not about losing weight; it's about moving correctly.
Oh, okay. So hindi para lang to settle the issue. Hindi porke mataba ka ay mabubugbog yung pinakailalim, yung feet mo or ankles mo. You can pwede pa i-remedy. Just walk, be active, move.
Correct, move, stretch. Actually, stretching has to be part and parcel of the movement and exercise armamentarium. I also tell my patients when it comes to exercise, especially those who are triathletes, okay? Triathletes, they subject themselves to repetitive strain. Run, or run, 42K, bike, 100K, swim, 5K. My gosh, bugbog talaga yung katawan nila. So they're good, they have strength, they have endurance, but they always lack the trifecta when it comes to fitness and health. You know what the third one is? Flexibility. Stretching.
Oh, stretching, importante. So yung running,
have to have that trifecta. Yes.
Yung running, hindi yan masama sa feet. Kasi di ba may nagsabi na rather than run, just walk. Masama yan sa paa mo, sa tuhod mo. Yung always running. Kaya you can walk.
Correct.
Mali din yun.
Correct. There's no difference. Yes, there's no difference as long as you get your exercise. But if you're someone who wants to run, or you have these goals of running a marathon by the time you're 40 years old or something like that, then you have to train for it correctly. Okay, and training for it correctly is not just about gaining the miles or gaining the kilometers. It's about doing the trifecta in terms of fitness and in health. You have to do strength and conditioning together with your running to make sure your feet, your calf, your hips, your knees are all strong enough to withstand that prolonged and repetitive running.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning. So you have endurance kasi you can run. So you have endurance, you have strength and conditioning. And then once a week at least, or even after every run session, after every strength and conditioning, you gotta stretch. You gotta stretch. I believe that you need to be able to touch your toes. Okay? You should be able to stretch your neck, touch your toes. Okay? You have to have the shoulder mobility, be able to, come up, do all the movement of your shoulders. You have to have mobility.
Dok, chichikahin kita after this, ha?
Magaling ni Doc. You're also a runner ka rin, Doc?
Yes, Walker. I just ran this morning kaya I'm a little bit sunburned. So
so you do marathon?
No, I don't do marathons. I just really keep myself fit and healthy because my background is I'm actually a physical therapist as a pre-med. And then before I went to med school, for 2 years, I was working in the fitness industry. I was a personal trainer, aerobics instructor,
Perfect.
basically, yeah, part of the fitness industry.
Magaling sumayaw si Doc.
Yes po. And then I actually also used to be a dancer. So after that, I really wanted to pursue my lifelong dream of becoming a surgeon, and orthopedics has always been my number one,
Galing.
basically
Galing.
love.
Galing
And
nito.
I just pursued that tuloy-tuloy. But everything that I've learned from when I was in my younger years, being an athlete before, being a physical therapist, learning about anatomy, movement, biomechanics, etc., I incorporate it until now as a surgeon. And I still tell that to my patients.
Amazing. Galing.
Galing.
Talagang, sabi mo, guest natin, Ate B, yung talagang expert, yung talagang may kredibilidad na to talk about these issues, di ba? Ang galing. Anyway, Doc, we have 20 minutes left. Yung may mga sakit na, may mga problema na sa kanilang feet and ankle, anong anong options meron sila? Kasi hindi ba parang, pag hindi nyo yan tinreat, it's going to get worse. Sinasabi ko sa inyo. And it's going to make your life difficult and painful.
Correct.
Go, Doc.
So let's talk about conservative management. Let's not talk about surgical muna kasi that's a whole different ordeal na. When we do surgical management only if it is an emergency, something is torn, something is fractured, that's when we will deal with it. But if you have these common ailments like plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendinitis, and all the forefoot metatarsalgia, midfoot pain, posterior tibialis dysfunction, number 1 is exercise. Number 2 is flexibility. You gotta stretch. If you're not that kind of person who can do it daily or make it a habit, other things that you can do are number 3, wearing orthotics. So I usually prefer patients to wear custom-made orthotics to your feet. It doesn't matter whether they're made of cork, carbon fiber, whatever, custom-made to the surface of your foot. These can help support your foot. Yes.
Orthotics, yun yung parang nilalagay sa shoes na minsan may ankle support, nakaporma sa paa mo. Yun ba
correct.
yun?
So in Tagalog, they usually say mga insoles. Mga insoles.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Pampatangkad. So, okay, sige.
Pero papantangkad. Pang-support naman.
Yes. Doc, ipat lang kita, tapos ituloy mo yung iba ha. Doc, kasi merong iba-ibang orthotics. Meron yung mahal, may mura, merong nabibili lang sa True Value.
Online.
Or do you go to a doctor to know the right kind of orthotics or insoles that you need?
Yes. If you have a normal foot, when you're assessed by a doctor, there's no other issues like it's too high or too yung foot mo. You can buy any run-of-the-mill orthotics just to support your foot. So you buy it at True Value or whatever. But if you have a bona fide flat foot or issue with plantar fasciitis, there's pain, there's something going on with your feet, I really highly suggest getting custom-made. Now, there are a ton of companies out there, just like Nike, Adidas, Hawkeye, you name it. It's brands, okay? They're just brands, and they are all different priced because they're brands. But the fact of the matter is they can be custom-made. Custom-made either digitally, you can see them in the mall, or the conventional method where they will actually sink your feet into these foam, what do you call this?
Yeah.
I
mold,
forgot what they call molders.
Mold.
There you go.
It's a mold. Yeah.
Mold. Yes, po. They will sink your feet into that, and they will really customize the insole for you. I personally always tell patients, let's go for customized because you already have an ailment in your foot. I don't want you just buying any run-of-the-mill orthotics. We have to do custom-made. And it'll just depend on what the patient wants. If they can afford it a little bit higher, then I'll send them to this. If they want the specific carbon fiber na sobrang mahal, I'll send them to that. But if it's just, they just regular value or regular custom-made orthotics that's not too mahal, then I'll send them to this. It really depends on what the patient wants. And the activity, the lifestyle of the patient. If the patient is going to be running on it because they're a triathlete, then I'll send them to having, what do you call this? The carbon fiber mix. So yun. So Orthotics,
Explain mo na yung
insoles.
Hoka, Doc. Explain mo na yung
Okay.
Hoka. Sabi mo, explain mo. Oo.
Okay, and then of course, shoe wear. Let's talk about shoe wear. Unfortunately, we are in a tropical country where everyone loves to wear chinelas. So we love to have let our toes breathe, our feet breathe. But unfortunately, those housewives who have been cleaning, washing, cooking all day on their, their really flat flip-flops or chinelas, they always come to you with plantar fasciitis, mid-foot pain, etc., etc. And then they'll say, what can I wear at home to give me support? So usually, you want something that has a neutral sole, something with a little bit of arch support. So if you're not bothered by it being matigas and you have money, Birkenstocks are actually pretty good for neutral feet. Okay?
Yeah.
Number 2 for chinelas would
You mean
be,
the sandals, yung Birkenstock na sandals?
yes, Birkenstocks are a very rigid midsole support, and they can
You
help
want that?
give that support on when you're on your feet all the time. But it's rigid. Now, what Ate B is holding is more of a cushion shoe or a cushion flip-flop. Turn it to the side, Ate B. I have a problem with that
Okay.
slipper. It's not a neutral because that will go to my next spiel after this. So we're talking about chinelas lang, ha? Chinelas lang. So
Chinelas
you
lang.
need footwear or chinelas that have a neutral shoe drop. We call it a shoe drop, and I'll explain the shoe drop later. Yes. Now, if you're talking about, no, hindi din pwede po yan. So, sorry.
Ano dapat? Yung ganito lang dapat? Ganyan?
No, not even. In fact, you can wear those only if you're going to be on your feet for what, less than 30 minutes. You're on the beach, you take it off, then you run to the water, you wear them again, and you come back. Or you're just in the house watching TV, but you're not cleaning the house, you're not on your feet, you're not doing anything. Those slippers are fine, Alvin. Those slippers are fine at the But if you are going to be subjecting yourself on your feet, you're cooking all day, you're cleaning all day, or you're walking all day, you're going, you're on vacation in Boracay and you want to walk from station 1 to station 3 or something like that. You cannot wear those chinelas. Okay? You cannot wear those chinelas.
Pwede bang magpaanala? Nakapaan naman ako sa bahay.
Paa is also okay, but if you're having foot issues na, okay, remember, if you're not having any issues, you can wear those chinelas. You can wear anything you want if you're not having foot issues. But if you're having foot issues, it is better to wear something supportive. I usually say Birkenstocks is one of them, or Birkenstock-like. I mean, there's a lot of other brands that are like Birkenstock. Like, I think the local brand here is Outland or something. Outland.
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah, like that. So, yeah.
Birkenstock na light. Yan ba yan?
Birkenstocks. There you go. So look at the neutral flat line, and she has a good support there. So these are okay for open-toed shoes that you're gonna wear all day. Another one that you can also wear are Crocs. Crocs. They are cushion kasi Birkenstocks are very hard, diba? Super tigas ng Birks. Some people complain like, "Pero Doc, yung arch support ang tigas, tumutusok sa akin." So another thing, if you want cushion shoe wear that has a good midsole and a little bit support, would be Crocs. Okay?
Chunky.
Or Croc-like. Chunky.
Parang chunky na ba? Sobrang laki.
Ayaw ni Alvin sa fashion.
But why? Yes. Now let's talk about why I'm recommending these Birkenstocks and Crocs and all that and chunky shoes. Let's go back to my shoe. When you look at your shoe, there, we look at what we call the foot drop. Okay, the foot drop. This is the foot drop. Remember how I told you the main cause of everything is a tight posterior chain. The tight posterior chain means that your foot is constantly in a plantar flexed or equinus position. You do not want a shoe that is going to accentuate. You do not want a shoe na lalo lalala yung pagka-tiptoe niya.
Yeah.
You want something that has a neutral shoe drop. So you don't want something that's super flat like a 0 degree. You want a shoe drop as neutral as this. And foot and ankle surgeons and podiatrists recommend a 4 to 8 millimeter shoe drop. And the brands that have a very neutral 4 to 8 millimeter shoe drop in this country, we have Hoka, we have
Mhm.
Saucony, we have Asics, and we have Brooks. All these
Okay.
shoe brands, I am not an endorser. These are shoes that even the American podiatric and Australian podiatrists, they recommend because of their neutral shoe drop. Okay,
So no
4
Saucony,
to 8
Nikes, no
millimeters.
Nikes or Adidas?
Hoka.
So no more Adidas, please. No more Nike. Those shoe drops are too high. They have a shoe drop of more than 9 millimeters that can actually accentuate the posterior chain tightness and the equinus deformity. So
Oo.
we
Kung meron silang
usually,
nararamdaman, pero kung wala pa naman,
Oo.
then they can still use it.
yeah, if you, like I said
Yeah.
again, yes, perfect, very
Yeah.
good. I have about 6 pairs of these, so it's the only shoe I
Wow,
run in.
sapatos ni Doc! So everyday, iba-ibang ginagamit na
Sponsored,
sapatos.
Ako
I
kami rin,
just change
hindi
my
ako
shoes every.
sponsored. Oo.
Ah.
Ay,
Yeah,
wait.
but
Oo. Importante sinabi ni Doc, changing your shoes every day. Kailangan pala nagpapalit ng
every day. So
sapatos. Yeah.
yes, po. So I know people cannot afford shoe wear every day. So if you can afford, wear a different shoe every day so you don't wear them out. But let's say you're the kind of person that likes to wear one shoe all the time. Usually, I think it's 100 kilometers, 100,000
Yeah.
kilometers ang longevity ng shoe, which is roughly about 3 to 6 months. It depends on how much you use your shoe. So it's usually
Oh.
every 3 to 6 months you have to change your shoe. You will notice that because when you start running or walking, sumasakit na naman yung paa mo. Unfortunately, these shoes need to go. If you look at carefully at the bottom of my shoe, I already have wear
Luma.
here, midfoot. And I only bought this March this year. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Oh, it's June na. But I actually have a lot of other pairs. So these shoes are just my walking shoes na lang. I just walk in
Okay.
them when I'm not
Doc, yeah.
running on them. Yes, po.
Doc, yung mga formal shoes, dapat ba one size bigger siya para makahinga yung paa or yung saktong-sakto? Kasi masakit yung black
Correct.
shoes. At pag mahaba, masakit.
Yes. So I usually say half a size bigger. Half
Half
a size bigger. And another thing, so even in shoe wear, when you're wearing running shoe wear or walking shoe wear, half a size bigger all the time. Number 2, get your foot measured because not one size fits all. Not every Ferragamo and every Gucci will fit everyone.
Yeah.
If these high-end brands actually truly live up to their name, they should offer you wider inbox or wider toe. Hoka has that. If you're a wide foot and you really want to use Hoka, you go to their flagship stores or even on Amazon, you can order the wide. So most normal shoes are actually a B width. I'm a wide shoe. I actually have a wide Hoka there. So I ordered it and it's usually D, C or D width. So you have to go get your foot measured. If you want those nice high-end leather shoes and stuff like that, it's best you buy the shoe that is fitting to your foot type. If you're wide, you have to buy the wide box shoes. Okay.
Alam mo, Doc,
now if you
Go ahead. Wide box shoes, go ahead.
Wide box shoes. And if let's say it's an event, I know you guys have a lot of events and you have to wear stilettos, you have to wear closed, tight fitting shoes and stuff like that. If it's just for the picture taking, like sa wedding, diba? Or sa event when you're in the red carpet, if it's just for the picture taking, go ahead, wear those shoes. But then 1 to 2 hours later, when you're sitting at the table for dinner, take it off and wear something else. I always advise you to bring something else.
Alam niya, patron.
Sa newscast, pag hindi siya nakasalang, hindi siya nag-high heels.
Talaga. Pag white shot lang siya, saka ako nag-high heels. Pero off-cam, ay wala. Wala talaga. Hindi talaga.
Correct. Correct. So yes, take it off. You're doing the right thing for your feet.
Oo.
Okay.
Sige. Kasi parang alam mo yon anong oras na pasensya na overtime.
It's right. Go.
May idadagdag na paalala doon sa pangangalaga sa ating paa.
Sorry, say that again. Ano bang dadagdag?
What else do you have to add to how to take care of our feet? Meron
Okay.
pang crack.
So apart
Ang
from
dami-dami pa yan, ha? Oo. Lahat na yan. Oo.
yeah,
Actually,
there's a lot
tatanong
of
ko nga yung masahe.
the what?
Totoo, tama ba?
Massage?
Tama ba na minamasahe yung paa? Nakita mo yan, pati yung paa, yung heel, ginaganon.
Yes.
Okay, sige.
Yes, massage can really help you release those, tightness in the plantar fascia, tightness in the intrinsic muscles. Yes, get a massage. Massage can also help mobilize the toes. That's also perfect for you. No problem. There's no harm in doing that at all. But
Okay.
apart from shoe wear, orthotics, stretching, splints, another thing that you should also look out for are in between the toes, the sole of your foot. If you have any systemic problems like diabetes, you're a chronic smoker, you're someone who has hypertension, kidney issues, any of these, please always check your feet every day in the shower when you clean them. And when you clean them, make sure you clean, hindi lang sa ilalim, just like your hands, you clean in between your toes. Huh? You wash in between your toes. And you wash the everything. Yeah, because like I said, the foot is the most neglected portion of our body. It even is neglected in the shower because bumababa naman yung soap, bumababa naman yung diba? So you avoid fungal infections, you avoid bacterial infections, you avoid any of these sugats, because when you wash your toes and you're actively looking at your feet, oh shucks, may sugat ako pala. And you can avoid late-term complications of infections, especially if you're diabetic. Okay, so diabetic foot care is a whole other topic, but we're talking about the normal general population feet. But still, it warrants you to look at your feet every day, especially in the shower. Lahat naman tayo naliligo. Let's look at our feet and wash our feet every day na lang.
Thank you.
That's good. That's a good one. Thank you, Doc. Maybe some other episodes, i-discuss naman natin yung iba pang expertise mo. Kasi orthopedic surgeon ka naman eh. Pag kailangan na ng opera, kailangan na ng hiwa, 'di ba? Merong mga may sakit na ganun. Discuss natin.
Yes po, but I am only a sports, so I'm a foot and ankle surgeon, so I deal with anything with the feet and ankle, and knee surgeon, as well as sometimes hip issues, hip arthroscopy issues. Yeah.
Ay, yung mga hip replacement surgery, you do that?
No, I'm not. I'm not the one to talk to.
Si Doc RJ.
Yes, Dr.
Yung kaibigan natin. Tayo, Vin, kaya naging kakilala natin si Doc RJ Coxeng. Kung gusto mo namang hip at yan naman.
Yan naman. Magkaiba pala sila. Sinegmentize pala nila yung yung mga buto-buto segments.
With orthopedic surgery, we have nine subspecialties.
Wow.
Hand, foot and ankle, spine, joint replacement, pediatrics, oncology. What else have I missed? Did I say spine? Yeah, I said spine.
Marami pala, no?
There's nine. Shoulder and elbow. One more. Pediatrics, deformities, limb deformities. So there's a lot. There's a lot of
Sige.
Thank you,
We'll find some. Saan ka nila makikita if they want a longer conversation or consult, perhaps? Where should they go?
So unfortunately, I'm only in private practice, and I only practice at St. Luke's Medical Center, both branches, Quezon City and BGC. You can just look it up on the website of stlukes.com.ph, and you can look for me there.
So paano ka? Palipat-lipat ka, Doc? Few days BGC, few days Quezon City.
Yes, pa. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Doc. Maraming salamat. You were wonderful. Ang dami kaming natutunan sa inyo. Thank you.
I hope you all learned. Yes, pa.
Now I have to change my shoe brands after this episode. Look for that. Thank you. Salamat po. Maraming salamat si Dr. Ai Gamboa, ang ating expert for this episode. Thank you. Maraming salamat, Doc. Ayan So wag niyo pong pabayaan yung inyong mga paa, no? Hindi lang po. Thank you, Doc. Maraming salamat. Hindi lang po heart, hindi lang kidney, hindi lang liver, pati po feet. Oo nga, napapabayaan pa. Kasi minsan parang nahihirapan ka yumuko. Hindi mo ba napansin natin, pag naliligo, parang hindi ka na makakayuko. Ako, ang laki ng tiyan ko. Hindi ko na tuloy nakukuskus yung... Ha?
Wala akong issue sa pag-abot ng paa ko. Kasi
Oh,
nga medyo ngayon kasi totoo naman medyo kinarir ko talaga dahil natakot ako sa lahi ng tatay ko, diabetes. Talagang kinakarir
yeah.
ko talaga. So medyo very good tayo dun sa strength, dun sa yung kain na lang makakaabuti pa kung maayos pa akong kumain. Pero yung strength na sinasabi dito, flexibility, medyo thank you sa mga doktor nating kaibigan. Dr.
Hindi
Coxet,
yung
mm,
ibang tao, Ate B, lalo na yung mga tatay or even mga nanay, hindi
Hello.
hindi na pinapansin yung feet. Kasi nga sabi nga ni Doc, lahat ng sabon nandun naman eh. Okay na yun, nalinis na siya, nadaanan na siya ng sabon eh. Hindi po, that is not how we take care of our feet and ankles. Okay? So
Yes.
sana may natutunan po kayo. No? Ibalik natin si Doc pag may specific topic na pwedeng i-discuss. Surgeon naman eh. Ha? Si Alvin Chico po ito. Have a nice Sunday, everyone.
Salamat po. Ako po yung Ate B. Bernadette Zambrano Aguinaldo. Pag-usapan po natin ang ating kalusugan dahil kapag tayo ay healthy, syempre tayo ay happy. Ingat po kayo. Have a good weekend. Thank you po.
Bye.
Bye-bye.